Hey guys, I'm Kurt with Offroad Armor. Today we're going to show you how to install the lower fortress doors here on a 2021 Polaris Ranger 1000 crew model. So we're going to start with the front doors here, and what I want to let you know is just go ahead. We've already taken the net off, and just take off like the arm bar here and the belt buckle there, the buckle for the net, and then also these little things in the front here that you slide the net into as well. So those are on the front and back. So we're going to go ahead, get everything removed off of here, and we'll move on to the second step. Okay guys, so I did want to mention on the driver's side, as you can see we're working on the passenger side here. On the driver's side, you do have to take off this back seat rest part, and you're going to want to take that off, slide it out of there, because you're going to need easier access to install some of the brackets for the hinge mount. Now on the passenger side here, we didn't have to do that. It's just these two bolt holes and this one right here. So we're going to go ahead and read the instructions. Now, like you can see, we've already done the passenger side. I do want to mention that the instructions are pretty good. So all you got to do is really follow the instructions, and you can get a pretty general idea. But as we go through this video, we got a couple tips that might help you. So we'll move on to the step 3. All right, guys, we're on to the next step, and we've got this bracket right here. It's got a slide, so you can slide a bolt into there, and then it's got 2 holes. So what you're going to want to do is on the front bracket, you're going to use the front hole. So this one is going to slide back in here like this. So I'm only going to take the bolt that's closest to the outside of the machine. I'm going to take that one completely out. I'm going to keep the other one in. I'm just going to unthread it a little bit so I can slide this in there. Now again, like I said, you're going to want to use the front hole of this bracket for the front one, and you're going to want to use the rear hole because this the rear bracket, wherever that is, uses the rear hole. All right, so we're going to go ahead and do that and move on to the next step. Okay guys, so we've got this bracket and we've got the one bolt loosened and the other one completely out here. So I do want to mention that you want to make sure the seat belt is to the inside of this bracket. So we're going to slide that in there like that, and then we're going to put this bolt in the hole, get it somewhat snug. We're going to go ahead and tighten this down a little bit, but I still want some play in here because we're going to need to adjust it in a little bit. Now if you want to come over here and take a look, our next step is to take this hinge off of the door. So it does come in the box like that. We're going to take this off and we're going to mount it right here. So using these 2 bolt holes where the grab handle was, that's where we're going to be mounting it. And then we're also going to use this hole in this bracket, and that's at the bottom of here. So we'll go ahead and do that, and we'll show you what that looks like. So like I said, we're going to go ahead and get this hinge mounted right here. So we're using the existing hardware we took out of the arm bar there, and let's go ahead and get those on there. Okay, now we're going to use one of the supplied bolts right here, and we're going to go ahead and put these bolts with the washers through this hole, get that tightened down. You'll probably need a wrench to hold the nut on the back side. So we'll go. So I just finished installing the hinge right here, as you can see. So I've gone ahead, I've tightened this down. I had to use a wrench from the other side, the back side there. So I tightened that down. It is pretty solid, but I'm going to go ahead, tighten these down right now. So we're going to do that. And then we're going to leave. So it's already pretty solid. I mean, I can't move it. So I'm going to go ahead, tighten these down back here. And then we're going to mount the door. So there's going to be 4 bolts. There's 4 holes on the door where this hinge mount was already mounted to. We're going to go ahead and mount that and see how that lines up. All right, guys, so we've got the door installed here, and we did keep these 4 bolts that hold the door to the hinge bracket. We let those loose. Now what you're going to do is you're going to come over here, and we've already taken these 3 bolts out of the side here, and there is one different side, so the smaller one goes towards the bottom. We'll go ahead and get that one on there first, right here. And then we've got another one up here, so we'll go ahead and do that one. Now I'm just gonna leave that middle one out because that'll be in the way if we don't. So we're gonna go ahead and tighten these down. All right, right, so we've got our striker bolts mounted, and what we're gonna do now is we're going to just go ahead, get this door closed on there so that we can take a look, and we'll adjust it. We need to, as you can see, it's got plenty of room for play there. So we're gonna go ahead, adjust it to what we think is the right gap in between here, and then we're gonna go ahead and tighten these down. So we'll go ahead and do that and show you the finished product. All right, cool. So we like the gap there, so we're just gonna go ahead and tighten these down. I got my buddy Cole here helping me out. We're gonna go ahead and tighten these down. All right, now on the other side, we did tighten one down too much with our impact and broke a bolt off. So don't go too hard with it. And let's go ahead and see how this. And there we go. I'm liking the way that opens and closes here. So perfect. All right. So we'll go ahead and move on to the back door here. All right, guys. So as you can see, we moved to the rear door here. We've taken the arm bar off, and we're going to install this bracket here. So there's two bolts that we've done on all the other doors. The bolt that's closest to the side of the machine we're going to take out, and then that other bolt that's closest to the center of the machine we're going to leave in. We're just going to slide this bracket onto that. So I'm going to use my 13 millimeter socket and ratchet here. You're going to use the 13 millimeter for all these bolts around. So we'll go ahead and get this taken out, get that mounted, and move on to the next step. All right, guys, so we're putting on the rear door. As you can see, we've bolted it up. We left it loose, and we're going to put on the striker bolt bracket right here. So if you want to come in and take a look, this is going to go right here. We'll get that bolt. Okay, guys, so we installed the striker mounting bolt plate here, and as you can see, it's nice and tight. Now I want to show you, take a look at this door. It's still nice and loose. So what we're going to do is go ahead, we're going to get that mounted and put onto the striker bolt. So as you can see, it's nice and tight. Now what we're going to do is tighten these down and adjust the. We want to make sure that all of the gaps are pretty even. As you can see, I can scoot this door back and forth right here. So we're going to make sure that these gaps are filled. Make sure we don't see any light on the inside. That looks good to me. So we're going to go ahead. Cole's going to hold them on the inside here, and I'm just going to tighten them down from the outside. And again, don't over tighten it. Looks like I got the wrong one here. Don't over tighten this because we did break one off on the other side. So we'll go ahead and do that and show you the finished product. Okay, guys, so as you can see, we've got all four doors mounted up. We've gone over all of the instructions on how to install these doors on a 2021 Polaris Ranger 1000. I do want to mention a couple things here. So as you can see, the latch is really nice, but I wanted to show the double latch. So if we latch it, a lot of people might think it's latched, but we need to latch it twice. So if you ever only latch it once, the door could very possibly come open as you're riding. So just make sure that you get two latches on those doors. So again, here's the back door. We're going to latch it once. Now we do need to slam it to latch it again. So two latches. But as you can take a look, these are again the Fortress doors, Fortress lower doors for the Ranger 1000, the newer body style. You can find these on offroadarmor.com. Feel free to give us a call anytime.